Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Koniatul Jamilah. I will examine my task. First motion about the paving culture threatens the unity and integrity of NKRI. Paving is an abbreviation of phone shaving. Paving is an act of not caring about the other people or their social environment and only focusing and playing cell phones. This negative behavior is sometimes not realized by some people, even though this phenomenon is considered impolite and can also worsen your relationships with other people. For that, it is necessary to avoid before becoming more dependent. In a series of Megabara Unity Women's Dharma events, there is always an activity season. Mother's favorite recipes that usually fill this event, but this time was different from usual. Activities are filled with a recipe that is different but also very important for us. The woman, who is usually called Nani, explained that we should avoid vibing so that our social relationships are maintained. Our friends or acquaintances will not hesitate to meet us face to face, feeling constantly ignored. Hobby interferes with a person's ability to really be present and engage with the people around them. We may be physically present in the presence of others but completely distracted. Unfortunately, this shift of attention was done on purpose when we start using smartphones, said Nani Yuli Widyastuti at the Megabara Women's Association meeting at the Seteningsi residence for Wonosobo Saturday. Someone with pubbing behavior has indications of hurting other people by pretending to pay attention when asked to communicate, but his eyes are intermittently fixed on the cell phone in his hand. They struggle with things that are virtual, not real, sometimes even useless. Meanwhile, there are more important things to do. Nani further advised that we as Muslim women should avoid this fabbing because the Messenger of Allah, our role model, gives us an example to always pay attention to the other person. When the interlocutor laughed, the Prophet also laughed. In the interlocutor was amazed at what was being discussed. The Prophet is also amazed as in the hadith narrated by Tirmidhi, which means and the messenger of Allah never interrupted other people's conversations. The factors that can damage the unity and integrity. Attitudes that undermine the unity and integrity of the nation. First, spreading fake news, intimidate others, imposing will on others, hostile to others, act discriminatory against other groups, insulting others, highlight ethnic indifference, cheat. 5 examples of threats from society against unity and integrity of the nation. Find answers. First, low tolerance. There is identity politics, social inequality, low awareness of external threats, lack of Indonesian pluralist words. The second motion about Education in Indonesia needs to be free. In this world, there is no such thing as free. If education is free, I feel sorry for teachers who work hard to teach their students. If you want free education, maybe the language will be fully subsidized, and there will definitely be sacrifices. One of them is that the government might implement high taxes and social democracy policies. Sweden is one of the countries implementing this, and those citizens with an income of over $32 compared to the UK are taxed at up to 60%, while the average for works is 29%. Sweden is also the world's largest tax collector, followed by Denmark, 49%, which incidentally follows the same system. And free education means the source of education costs from the state, and the main source of state revenue is tax. Actually, this tax is a means of balancing, that is, those who have more can help those who have less. The problem is that many people try to avoid paying taxes. In addition, the tax rate is also definitely high. Countries with free education have high taxes. So for tax measures, it can be cut by around 25%, depending on 1 year's income, because the models because the model is also progressive. This is where the name occurs. Balance. Everyone contributes according to their income. Well, for greedy people, this is a bit difficult to make sense of, because they consider it unfair, even though this is fair, because everyone contributes according to their ability. Isn't it that people who have a lot are also demanded a lot? If you don't want to be demanded a lot, yes, please work with minimal income. The thing is, people like that won't want to. They want everyone to contribute equally, regardless of income. Basically, Basically, education is not free. Either pay the cost directly or be financed through tax, and the scholarships can be sponsored by the private sector or the government. No, education does not have to be free, but it must, once again, it must be accessible to anyone, from any class and from any income, with the same, equal, and accountable level of acceptance. The idea of freeing up a resource is not really the best. This includes oil, electricity, health, and other basic needs. If the value of a public good decreases, people will not appreciate it. Imagine if the government made the car free. What what would happen if your car was slightly damaged? Are you going to replace it with a new car for free, or struggling to pay for repairs at the workshop? Just like that, if schools are free, then everyone who goes to school will be arbitrary in learning, and they will make learning and facilities easy. In my opinion, those who need to be given free education are people who lack economic factors. So it's not for everyone, especially people who are overlooked in terms of the economy because there are many people who have good potential, but because they are hindered by poor economic factors, they can they cannot get education and that potential finally can be sharpened. Okay, I think that enough about my about my motion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.